This is the 2027 Infiniti QX65. Is it everything you were hoping for? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Or Infiniti in Shreveport, Louisiana for today's video to look at this brand new model and tell you all about it. Here on the front end, you will see some familiarity. It's going to have a little bit of a similar design to the QX80 as we've had the last couple of years with our daytime running lights. Everything here gives it an in-motion look. The design of what we have there, the design of the grille with the way everything is angled off to the side like this on each side, I like that. Gives it a nice in-motion, sporty, but also luxurious look. Going to have our Infiniti logo prominently displayed right there. Now we will have quite a bit of gloss black here. It works well because it looks luxurious. It is going to be down here on the front spoiler, so hopefully that holds up well with all the debris that comes up off the road that gloss black tends to show a little bit more than a matte finish. An LED will also be here for our headlights and our daytime running, or excuse me, our headlights low and high beams. You already know about the daytime running lights, but we also have the LED turn signal indicators. Now this model is going to come standard with all-wheel drive, also standard with 21-inch wheels. There are different designs, but this is the design on this Luxe trim level of the QX65. So tell me what you're thinking right here. Do you like the finish? A couple of different finishes here. As far as what we have with the gray, I think that works nicely. We'll also have gloss black. We're going to have that all around the entirety of the vehicle, including around the wheel wells right there. And then we work our way up here to the side view mirrors. Nice sleek look, turn signal indicators built in. They're going to be heated and power adjustable. They're also going to be power folding. Turn signal indicators, as you can see, and then on this side we'll come and show you real quick that you also have your blind spot monitoring built in right there. Now, in the event that the key fob battery dies or the battery in the QX65 dies, you have a mechanical key. And what do you do with that? You just insert it right here, open and close, lock and unlock, I should say, with the vehicle. Here is the key fob, remote start. Lock and unlock, you can open and close your power tailgate, and you will have your panic button down there if you need that. Now we will find our roof rails up top. I'm going to give it that nice look, plus you can get the crossbars if you want. That helps increase cargo space. We're going to have the panoramic sunroof up there, and then you'll notice that we have that nice sport back look, this nice sleek look as the roof line slopes down. Not so dramatic that it takes away a lot of space, not only for cargo, but for headroom for your rear seat passengers. We work our way back. I really like the design of these taillights. The one thing I do wish was here was that instead of just having the light blinking right there for the blinker turn signal indicator, the whole thing should blink. At least that's how I see it. But I do like how it goes across. That's going to be a nice look, especially after dark. Infiniti logo prominently displayed, and then QX65. And right inside of this area right here is going to be your rear window wiper. Kind of hard to see, but it's going to be inside there. We'll try and give you the best look that we can real quick. But I like the clean look that it presents back here with this nice sloped rear window. Not only does it look nice, going to do a good job of making it easy to see out of, because while it is sloped like this, it's nice and tall, giving you good visibility. All right, let's talk about what's under the hood. It is going to be a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's not hurting for power and torque, 268 horsepower and 286 pounds-feet of torque, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Your MPGs come in at a potential of 20 city, 26 highway, 22 combined, and 4.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And let's talk about the gas tank details. I know you don't get that in all of these videos. It is an 18.5 gallon gas tank. On a full tank of gas, your range in the city should be about 370 miles. Out on the highway, about 481 miles. And that's going to depend on quite a few different variables, depending on where you drive, how you drive, all that kind of stuff. Now we're going to move right into the rear cargo area. First of all, you can tow up to 6,000 pounds. That's a very good number right there. And if you're wondering where the button is on the tailgate to open this, it's right here. Kind of hard to see. Now I'm going to show you something about the tailgate. Let me push that one more time. There we go. going to show you something about the tailgate. Notice this doesn't open up as high as you might want it to. I mean, I'm going to hit my head on that just like this. Well, all I have to do is push that up, and then we're going to hold down the button right here. This is nothing unusual or out of the ordinary. You listen for those beeps, and once you hear that, when I reopen the tailgate a second time, you're going to find out that it is set to that height where I just pushed it. And you can raise and lower it to do the same thing, however you want to set things up. There is a spare tire located underneath the rear of the vehicle. How about your cargo space details? Here's what you're going to have behind that second row of seats when they're in the upright position, 35.8 cubic feet. If you fold them down flat, then you're looking at a little over 67 cubic feet. And the way you do that, if you want to, is you come right here, you're going to push the button. When I push that, seat's going to fold down. We'll do the other side. It's not going to go all the way down, but we'll deal with that later. But you can see how all of that works. We're going to have some cargo area lighting in this area. That's going to be useful. And then we're going to have the 12-volt power outlet right down there, kind of in a place where you might not expect to see it. So I want to show you that so you'll see it and know where it is. And we'll have a little bit of space underneath the floor right here. Depending on what you need to do, you can store things back here, whatever the situation is. All right, let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel here. Nice and large, plenty of room with the armrest. Got a nice bit of padding built into that. I like that. I like the color contrast here. You can see the white contrast stitching. And then we're going to have that door bin down there. Plenty of storage space. Put a couple of large bottles down there. That's a good thing. Now, I want to show you something here, a way that you can actually increase a little bit of cargo space, add a little bit of cargo space if you need to without folding these seat backs down. There's a release under the seats where you can move these all the way forward, just like that. Kind of interesting that it would be there, but that is helpful in that respect because obviously this isn't a 3-row SUV. Now, I'm going to hop on inside. We're going to close the door and you can see our panoramic sunroof up here. The front portion will open and you have the power shade that can be drawn back and forth depending on your needs. As far as the seat backs go, these things recline tremendously. I like that. A lot of people like to know if that feature is built in. It is. We're also going to have the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in and a little bit of storage right there. And something else that I really like here is the seat belt for the middle row passenger. In a lot of vehicles, it's actually mounted in the ceiling or roof area right here, I should say, where you have to bring that down and clip it in, and then you can use it. I like that it's built into the seats here. Just a lot more convenient. Seat pockets on the back of the seats right here. That's going to help you out with a little bit of storage. And then our air conditioning vents are located right up here in the roof area. My favorite place because it's nice and close to the passengers. Got the oak crap handle up here and your lighting. On the rear of the center console, this is the command center for your air conditioning. So we can turn that on or off depending on what we need to do with that. You can turn that on, adjust your fan speed, adjust your temperature. All of your other controls are right here. Now, you don't have heated or ventilated seats back here, but something you do have here that I know a lot of you would rather have is going to be the connectivity. I would like to see 3 USB ports since you have seating for 3 back here as opposed to 2, but that's what we have. How about the sticker price? $57,020. Let's see what else you get for that price. Now, when you get in and start this QX65, you're going to see the animated graphics that come up on the screen. Let you see what that looks like, just to let you see what is here, what you're paying for. You might as well see it if it's here. Now, we'll work our way up to the upper console, I should say. We're going to have our lighting elements up here. Nothing out of the ordinary. SOS button. You can see what all is here. We can turn the lights on and off right there. This is for your power shade. So I'm going to draw that shade forward. And this is for opening and closing the power sunroof. Now, as we work our way down, I like the design here of what we have with the overall dash area, the way that it works its way across, and it turns a little bit. It's kind of angled in towards the passenger. That works well. I like the way it looks. You will have your traditional glove box with plenty of space, or the typical amount down there, and a nice large armrest and larger door bin, a little bit larger than what we saw in the rear. You can open and close the window right there, and you also have your lock and unlock buttons. A very nice, well laid out interior. Now, We're going to work our way over here to the driver's side. I do wish we had seat memory on the passenger side, not only here on the driver's side, but that's the situation. Lock and unlock, we can control the positioning of our side view mirrors. We can hit that button to fold the mirrors in. By the way, when you lock the QX65, they will automatically fold and unfold when you unlock. One touch down and one touch up at all 4 windows on all 4 doors, and you can lock the windows right there. And your steering assist, that's the button right there. If you want to turn that off or turn it back on, right here you can open and close the power tailgate. Right there is the release for the steering wheel that is tilt and telescopically adjustable. It's heated, and then we have everything for our cruise control right here. You can see some of the other controls and functions there, everything for the radio here. And then we can work our way through here. I'm going to just go through and show you what's going on. You can see what I'm doing. Just arrowing over, and you can go either direction depending on what you want to do. And if you want to select something, you push the scroll wheel, and we have all of our different features here. As you can see, I'm just scrolling through. We can go into vehicle settings. When you're ready to select something and go into the menu that you're working with or need to work with, you can come right here and do that. And then we can go back out of that with the arrow. As you can see, a very convenient setup. Comfortable steering wheel, everything for your front and rear window wipers right there, and you're running the windshield washer fluid. And then we have our light controls right here. You can leave that on auto if you want to. In fact, you have everything come up on the screen so you know what you're doing, what you're working with, and what position it's in. You can just turn it off or just leave it on auto. That's also your turn signal lever for those of you who have been to turn signal school and know how to use your blinkers. And we'll go over here to our 12.3-inch touchscreen. You can see that you have built-in maps. We can go over here and see a little bit more of what we have. If you want to see all of your different apps, we're going to hit right there. And you can see you have your most recently used up there. So if you have something you use quite a bit, that's where it's going to be found. Google Assistant is here, so you can ask all kinds of questions, give different commands. All of that's here. Built-in maps. The Play Store is here. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can also watch YouTube, as you can see right there. The vehicle does need to be in park for that to happen. But a lot of good things going on here. All settings, just to show you what's here. We're not going to spend a lot of time on each area, but I just want to show you what's here. And then when you go into reverse, this being the Luxe trim level, this is our camera. It does seem a little bit kind of small and squished. I don't know. It's not small necessarily, but it does seem like that, I don't know, it just doesn't fit on the screen properly, but that's the situation. But you know what? You have the nice bright trajectory lines, and it does get the job done. That's the situation. We work our way down. We're going to have our air conditioning vents here. That looks nice. Here is the knob for adjusting the volume for your radio, turning that on and off. Heated seats for the driver and the passenger with the power adjustable seats with lumbar support for driver and passenger. You can see everything here as far as operating the air conditioning, operating the radio, all of that's there. Dual zone climate control, fan speed, your front and rear window defoggers, all of that's going to be here. Hazard lights, if you need to turn those on, there that is. And below that right here is your wireless charging pad. A couple of USB ports will be found in that area. And then we work our way over to the left. Here is the button to start and stop the engine, and the D mode or drive mode. Let me show you what happens when I select that. It comes up on the driver's display, including the D mode control right there, just so you know what you're using. That's kind of an interesting thing. Auto, eco, snow. We're also going to have tow and off-road. You saw sport is up there too as far as your different driving modes go. And we'll work our way back down. There's where you turn that pesky auto stop start feature off. Glad that's going away. Power parking brake and auto hold. Now, if you don't want to actually touch your screen, here are all the controls to keep you from having to do that. You can push the button right there to bring up your camera, maps, whatever you need to do. You can scroll your way through with this dial right here on the screen, hit OK and select what you need to. Here is your shifter. That works well. You've got to hold the button right here to get that to actually work. I can go into neutral if I need to, go into drive. I can also do that one more time and go into manual mode if I want to. And then we push the P for park right there. Now, the center console lid doubles as an armrest. I like that. More of that white contrast stitching. And then we open that up. And not only is there some space in here, you also have a handy dandy 12-volt power outlet. And now here's a demonstration of the Klipsch audio system here. It sounds very good. Came on a little bit sooner than I expected. It sounds very good. I just hope it sounds as good for you as it does for us in person. All right, here we go on the test drive with this QX65. Let's see how it does. The ride quality seems to be pretty good. We are on a fairly rough road, but it's not beating me to death. It's soaking up the bumps quite nicely. I'd say that's a good thing. The seats themselves are very comfortable. A lot of cushion built in, especially in these front seats, a little bit more than what you're going to find in the rear, but the rear seats are also very comfortable. Plenty of room in the first and second rows, a lot of adjustability built in here with the driver seat between the seat itself and the steering wheel. Everybody can set things up to where they are nice and comfortable, and it's easy to see. No issues whatsoever. There's a lot of adjustability built in that I haven't even taken advantage of, so a lot left as far as that goes. Easy to see out of, that's always a good thing to note, and the brake and the gas pedal easy to adjust to and manage. Now the technology here is also very easy to work with. I always like that. And taking a good close eye at this GMC Sierra that just passed us that didn't realize he had his entire lane to stay in. Don't know if you can see that or not. Got right up on the center line. So a little distracted by a bad driver there. Good acceleration. Let's get back on our, before I get distracted by another bad driver. Good acceleration. So good that I need to slow down some. Good acceleration from this 4-cylinder engine with 268 horsepower. Not meant to be a hot rod, but you know what? When you need it, it's going to get down the road just fine without any trouble. Get up to speed just as you need. Very enjoyable to drive. Overall, I'd say Infiniti has done a really nice job here. The only thing I'm a little surprised at, as I mentioned earlier in the video, is the quality of your rear view camera. The view there just doesn't seem to be what it should be. I went to see if there were some adjustments that could be made to help out with that, but there wasn't anything. Other than that, I think they did a fantastic job here, but since you are a potential buyer, I'm curious to know if you think there's anything missing here and what your thoughts are. And there it is, the 2027 Infiniti QX65, the Luxe trim level. Is it everything you were hoping for? I'm curious to receive your feedback. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends here at Infiniti in Shreveport, Louisiana for loaning us this QX65 so we can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful and appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.